Once upon a time, I was looking through the Xbox store, trying to find a new game to play. Something fun, something that I could play for a long time into the future. Something that would leave a lasting hole in my heart. In my search, I found a game that was on sale for $4, a game called Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2, specifically its campaign, was and still is the greatest campaign of any FPS game that I have ever experienced. Now, I'm relatively new to FPS games, seeing as I was an infant when classics like Halo 3 were released, and I didn't even play Titanfall until 2022, so I can't call myself an OG. But I certainly have a soft spot for games, especially for storytelling through the medium of games. So that's what I want to talk about today. The insanely good story, and some gameplay, of Titanfall 2. The game starts off with a bit of narration from Jack Cooper, our main character. This cutscene is not only sick as hell, showing us the full capabilities of a lore-accurate pilot, but gives us a reason to actually care about the story. Cooper tells us that the IMC have been killing anyone who opposes their repossession of private property, which is just enough for it to make sense that we're fighting the IMC, without lore dumping a whole novel's worth of dialogue. Basically, provided you want a complete emotionless animal, this introduction gives a reason to actually give a shit about the story you're about to partake in. This is especially important given the fact that Titanfall 1 didn't have a single-player campaign to introduce people to the franchise's lore. Right after the tutorial, we drop into active combat with the comms yelling at us about how fucked we are, a concept that Halo 3 ODST shamelessly stole 7 years earlier. This initial segment and the panic within it are what makes fighting the IMC compelling. Yes, it may be the plot of every sci-fi war ever, but who doesn't love a good underdog story? I'm saying this like the militia don't also have access to giant fucking mechs. Lastimosa gets absolutely destroyed while protecting us, and this shows us that Jack Cooper, our John Titanfall, has promise, and Lastimosa clearly believed in us. Basically, this tiny 15-minute segment of the game does one very important thing. It gives us a reason and a means to fight the IMC. We know the IMC are evil, but in this mission we live through that evil firsthand, as well as finally getting our big bad mech boy, although through unfortunate means. Now we can purge the heretic! My mic peaked mid-recording. That joke was terrible. I would like to apologize. BT7274, BT, Bro, Pookie, Absolute Lad. He goes by many names, but at his core he is our best friend, along with being the Titan part of Titanfall. The Fall part referring to the cause of most of my deaths while playing the game. The connection that Jack Cooper, and by extension the player, has with BT is easily one of the best story aspects of the campaign, and what makes that so is the fact that BT is an actual good character. There's no shortage of lovable robots in fiction, but in my opinion, BT stands out from the rest in the best possible ways. Dialogue between Cooper and BT reminds us that he is a robot, following programming, which is especially shown through him following the 3 Titan protocols. But at the same time, he is capable of feeling, of seemingly real care for Cooper. This care that BT shows for Cooper naturally makes the player care right back. At least it did for me, because I have a soft spot for giant huggable machines that will do battle with me. After we absolutely wreck Ash and gloat a little by crushing her in BT's hand, only for her to fucking come back, I guess, we get on with Protocol 2, uphold the mission. After finding Anderson and his quirked up Rolex, we get introduced to Big Bad MacGuffin number 1. Can I just say that on-demand time travel is such a good idea for a game? and it is such a shame that such a well-executed mechanic was only used in such a short time frame. They should really use it again in Titanfall 3. Sadly, Titanfall 3 is only a legend. An Apex legend. I actually, like, almost shot myself in the head after saying that out loud. While it is weird the IMC just happened upon a giant orb of death, I still think giving them a super weapon is a good plot device to keep the story going. Overall, this segment of the campaign is the last bit of setup before we can get on with going all in on the baddies. The rest of the campaign is pretty much just chasing the Ark with BT and the rest of the militia, but not before I hit a sick clip on this German dickhead.
Let's see what you got up close and personal. Oder willst du weglaufen, ihr kleiner Junge?
Okay, Richter, you're about to get absolutely DPS. Finally, we get to meet up with the militia after re-establishing comms. Here we get a good idea of what I think is another really important aspect of Titanfall 2's story, its representation of humanity. There are several obvious ways that themes of humanity are shown, mainly with the IMC fighting with stalkers and reapers alongside humans, while the militia only has human soldiers. This in general shows that the IMC have pretty much lost their humanity. Their methods of fighting are heavily artificial, and at the same time, characters in the militia are much more personable and, well, human than the Apex Predators or IMC people. I'm realizing while writing this that General Martyr is the only IMC dude I can really think of, and he isn't exactly introduced to us at all through the campaign. Fuck do I care, I want my sweet, sweet Sarah Briggs. Briggs is the best example of humanity within the militia. Not only is she understanding of BT and Cooper's want to stay linked, but she actually tells us she is fine with us being together in a later mission. After we link up with Briggs and the militia, the game is very steadily focused on gameplay, not really any exposition to speak of, save for two very important points in the story, which I will get to soon. The battle to get to the Ark before the IMC takes off is such an incredible fight where you have to use BT to its full potential. Or play on easy mode, pick Brute and rain missiles from your robo-hull. After this, we get the coolest but also probably the hardest boss fight on top of a goddamn spaceship in a high-speed chase. I swear to God, Respawn was high off the best kind of crack when they were making this game. After fighting Viper, we get to the Ark. BT protects us with the Ark's containment cell after the ship explodes, says I am Groot or something, a concept Guardians of the Galaxy shamelessly stole 2 years earlier, and probably gets shot in the chest. What the fuck, Respawn? I trusted you. Sort of. Okay, not really, but why did they have to fuck up my boy like that? Cooper just picks his ass up, says nah I'd win, grabs BT's eyeball, downloads aimbot, and revives BT in a new body that came with a minigun attached to it. Anyway, BT has a minigun now. You know what that means?
We are so fucking back.
We are so fucking back. Absolute cinema. I don't know how to feel about this happening in quite literally half a mission, but whatever. Next we fight our way through enemies.
BT, shut the balls.
BT, shoot them in the arsehole. Defeat Sloane while trying really hard to ignore her constant rambling. Why are you screaming like that, lady? Damn. Calm down. And finally make it to the IMC super weapon. Oh my god. I'm fighting back a shit. Oh. Oh. I'm so glad we were able to stop the weapon firing without any repercussions of any kind. We're all safe and sound and... BT, what are you doing?
We can blow it up. I'm sending you coordinates for a dropship rendezvous.
Coordinates received. We'll be there, but I don't see how you can.
Trust me, I have done the math.
I sure as hell hope so. We're on our way. Good luck, both of you. Briggs out.
Don't worry, BT. I'm not going anywhere.
Copy that, pilot. Protocol 3. Protect the pilot.
BT, what are you doing?
Trust me.
BT!
Cooper, we just lost BT signal. We're almost there. Cooper, I'm marking your hunt with the coordinates. The evac site might be in midair. There's nothing we can touch down on here.
Oh, I'm crying a little bit.
Will I ever emotionally recover from BT dying through planet detonation? No, probably not. Titanfall 2 left a mark on me. I wouldn't be sitting here making this video otherwise. One thing that I will never forget was the feeling of staring at those end credits and looking back on what I had just experienced. I'm happy to admit that video games are an art form to me, and Titanfall 2 stands as a testament to that fact. Its story may be somewhat generic, and it's by no means perfect, but for what it's worth, Titanfall 2 is one of the greatest stories I have ever had the privilege of experiencing. And then Respawn made Apex Legends. Thank you so much for watching. I love making videos like this, and I will definitely be making more alongside streaming on my Twitch channel, so like and subscribe to receive 7 legless marmots.